Hey, I thought I'd do a video on the van conversion that I did. I got a fordtransit last year and converted it from an old plumber's van, which looked like this when I got it, into a mobile man cave, which now looks like this. So yeah, basically I'd never done a conversion before, and I used loads of YouTube videos as a guide, so hopefully you find this helpful. If you've got any questions, if you're doing a build yourself, yeah, ask me a question, I'll do my best, and I'll put some links in the description for some of the stuff I found useful during the build. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. Alright, cheers. So this was the state at the back of the van when I first got it. Still had the racking in it, so we just had to remove the ply racking and start to clean it out. I had the floor protector in it as well, so got that advertised on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, just started to strip out all the shelving and yeah, make a start of getting it tidied up. This roof rack is going to come off tomorrow as well, so that is the nick of the roof just now. You can see the bolts are actually going through into the roof, so I've just spent 50 quid on official Ford bungs. I thought it was not worth scrimping and saving. So I think that's the plan for tomorrow. Danny's going to come round, give me a hand, get the roof rack off. It's the rhino bars, get it plugged up, get the roof rack advertised, and hopefully get my 50 quid back. I just thought it's not worth scrimping and saving. I'm wanting a watertight van, so if it's 50 quid for plugs, then it's false economy, I think, scrimping on that. So right, see how we get on tomorrow. Okay, managed to get these 50 quid plugs in, but when they're just waiting for Adele to come back and get this roof rack off. Right, roasting. Taking some degreaser to the van and giving it a clean out. So it's taken a few hours, but it's coming up pretty sweet. It took a while to get all the ply out and all the panels. Look at those wheel arches there. I bet you've never said fort a wheel arch before. Look at that on. So degreaser's come up pretty well, full bottle of degreasing that. So you've got a sound deadening already on there. But it's looking alright. So I think we're just about ready. Cut the sound deadening up. I've got the Dodo sound deafening stuff from Amazon, which is 48 quid. I can put a link in the description, but yeah, I'll just need to start cutting that up. Just give this 20 minutes to dry, go and walk Otis, and then get cracking. Managed to wash this before work this morning as well. It's looking so much better with the roof rack off. Okay, this is the Dodo sound deadening that I've got. Comes in strips like that, and yeah, you just peel it off. It's got a tacky back. So we're sticking that on all the panels that you can sort of see. I'm going to be cutting the windows out of here, so I'll be putting the paneling around here, in the grooves there, down there, get up on the roof. There's already some up there. Do the back, and then it should sort of cushion the rain when it's when the build's done. So that's the plan. And I've got a couple of rollers here. I just was advised in another video to get these from Amazon. They're just like 10 quid, but they're sort of solid rubber. So once it's totally clean, get the deadening on and get it on as tight as you can. The tighter the better. Okay, got the sound deadening down. So, sort of say you're meant to go for like a 40-60 coverage. So it's looking alright. Next step is to get this stuff fitted, which is the thermal wrap. So that's like stage 1 of the installation. Put that down, stick all that down, and then get the plastic bottle sort of thick insulation on top of that. Get it nice and toasty, and then got the plywood floor to go on top of that, and then either vinyl or laminate to go on top of that. My brother George spent most of yesterday cleaning this, so he's polished it up. It's looking smashing. You can absolutely spotless, which is awesome. Okay, got the bulkhead out, which wasn't too bad. But what I've noticed is while I've been messing about getting all this interior looking so sweet, this wee bugger seems to be impossible to turn off, and it's been draining my battery. So hence the bonnet up just now, get that in charge. I'm going to have to find a way of disconnecting that. I think I've seen a few tricks on how to to do that. But yeah, just basically need to clean this up, hoover the back of the seats. Then I'm going to carpet the bulkhead and just put it back on again. So I just left the screws up. I should have taken these trims down. They'll be coming down for the carpeting. Yeah, not too bad. And I managed to make a start on the insulation as well. So that's this thermal wrap. Kind of got it all up here, so it's sort of nice and tucked in. Get a new license plate, so I thought I'll just leave that wee bit off at the bottom there. But yeah, it's starting to come together. So get the recycled plastic bottle installation on top of this, get the panels on top of that, and then get the carpeted outer panels on, and we are good. Okay, right, I've cleaned the bulkhead, measured it up, and its longest point I think we are 80 by 60 inches. So thankfully it's a cracking day. I think the wind's calmed down a bit. So measured out the carpet. So I just need to get it cut and get it applied. So I've got the high intensity glue down there. So I can just start at the top and take my time, work my way down. Try not to have too many beers by the time I'm finished. It's a flawless plan. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Here we go, even Adele's getting involved. She loves van life. Aye, so we are now going to carpet. That's the panel off the back door. Get the carpet on that with the glue.
Just make sure
looks like Sophie's helping
that
too.
I'm doing the back doors, so when yours look shit and mine's look alright.
Aye. Mine doesn't look shit, it just doesn't look great, that's all. So I managed to clean out all the ply. Managed to get my wheel arches done this morning, which was grand. Wait till you see them, by the way, they look amazing.
Sure they do.
No creases, remember, very important.
I'm just stretching it roughly out.
And that's the 4-way carpet that we got. What was that, anacrite?
What are you doing? You're wasting all your water.
Like a pro.
Yeah, we've seen it quite a lot in vans and that. It must be like Smith over there.
Okay, the joys of trying to do a van conversion while working and try to balance family time as well. Managed to get my wee girl down at like 10 o'clock tonight, so just finishing off some of the insulation. Use a lantern. Don't worry, I've got my trusty canister over there. So yeah, basically getting the getting this insulation in. So I've got that as the outer barrier, and get this recycled plastic bottle woolen liner in, and then we've got the sort of plastic ply liner going. Adele's made a cracking job at carpeting the outer ply, so that's pretty much good to go on. And then we're going to have to start thinking about carpeting all the beams. The bulkhead's looking pretty good. Can't see it in this light, but take my word for it. So it's getting there. Good night. Okay, right, I've got the floor insulated, which wasn't too bad at all. So I got a top tip from a guy online. Basically, put wee markers where your ribs are, so when you're drilling down into the floor, you're hitting the ribs, not going through the floor. And your petrol tank, which is good. But yeah, last night managed to get the dry bottle sort of roll-like insulation in behind the inner panels. Adele's carpeted outer panels, so I think I need to jigsaw the floor to make it go around the insulated wheel arches and get the floor down tonight, all going well. Going up to Aviemore tomorrow. Going to try and do a bit of biking. I can't wait till it's finished before having a shot of it. So I'm going to go up to Aviemore and bike Scargui tomorrow. So I thought at least I've got the floor in, bit of insulation. I'll just get the inflatable mattress here, chuck the bike in here. I've got my cargo bungs to tie it down with. Get a night in it. Okay, here is my flooring. I got this from a place called Custom Designs, which was recommended, and couldn't fault delivery. Literally next day, just appeared. So that's going to be the front part, and that's got the fins for going in round the wheel arch. Because the wheel arches are insulated, I'm going to have to jigsaw it about 5mm either side, I think, to get it to fit. But I'm going to try a dry fit anyway, just to see how it fits, see how it's looking, and then I'll need to try and get it screwed down. But I went for the 12mm CNC'd ply, so it should be solid, should be nice and warm. So see how we go on. So today is window fitting day. Tubbs is coming around with his nibbler to tear a hole in my tranny. So yeah, we need it to be dry. It's a heat wave down south. It's not looking too great, but yeah, what's that? Nearly 10:30, so going to get the prep done, get everything taped up. Apparently if you get the wee metal filings down the side of the van, it's hellish cause of rust, so try and get it taped up the best we can, see how we get on. There's Tubbs now. Cool, better get cracking. Right, see how we get on. Bye.
Are you doing that? Oh, you're so clever.
That's some good taping, Sophie.
Mine. Yeah, we're going to do the floor. Take more. Get off.
Damage limitation really, but it's...
Oh, you're so clever.
Okay.
There's a big gap here, but I might need a bigger tape.
Yep.
That's the point of no return. So basically here we start drilling holes using the Christmas tree drill bit. Make the 4 corners and then you can start using the nibbler to cut out the panel. Apply the sealant and the primer, and then get the windows attached. So that's the primer there. And that just sit on, or is that glued on?
That just sits on. It's got wee teeth to sort of hold it against it.
Right. Yeah, that's looking good.
Do you want to move that out the way? Once I get this on, I'll sort of lift up the glass, and then if you can move the table, then it should be there.
Sure. Yeah. So right, one window on, got it taped up. Charming assistant here is working his magic. Get the primer on. There's just enough bond. What are you saying? 2 slugs?
2 slugs left over.
2 slugs left over from the bond. So if you're doing this, try not to waste any. Got the primer on there. Is being degreased. You get loads of sort of wee circular bits of metal you need to sort of clear out in the window gusset. It's looking good though. Right, I am absolutely roasting, but that's insulation done in the roof. Hottest day of the year this year. Hit 30 degrees in Edinburgh, which I think is the first today, so it's not been the best weather for dicking about in a van, but there we go. So I've got my half thick plastic recycled bottles to go in there, and then get my carpeted ply roof in there. Get these seals back up, Aye, taking shape. There we go. First bit of carpet in. These are just standing in place. And that's all off just now because I think I'm going to have to lift the floor and tack that down. But I'll do that last. I think I'll get the insulation in and the panels in, and then I can sort the floor, get that down tight. Aye, get it, solid. I've got my drunk octopus coat hangers to put up, I just can't find them. So. I'll find them now. Don't you worry, I'll find them. Okay, carpeting is finished. Carpeting's been a bit of a swing, to be honest, but it's looking alright, ready. When I got the roof up, I thought it was looking good, but it was just too dark. Because there's an 80% tint on the windows, I was needing to get some lights in there, so I ended up going for the LED lights that are in the description. So I had to take the roof down. It's a bit of a swing, but just had to get some lights in it, and it's controlled by a dimmer, so it's great. So yeah, I had to take it down. It was about an hour's job. It wasn't too painful. It's pretty straightforward. Just drill the holes, attach them, wire them through, and get the roof back up, which was fine. Then got the flooring down. It's the Ultra flooring. I think it's the same stuff they use in hospitals, so pretty solid. And here's the solar panel that I fitted. It's a Renogy 200 watt solar panel. You do get the lower profile panels, which look really cool on the lower vans, but apparently they're not as effective. I've not had any first-hand experience of that, but apparently it's best to have the higher profile panels and have some air underneath them. So I got the proper struts. These are, so the panels bolted on, Sikaflexed on, and tiger sealed on, so it's properly solid. I've got a link in the description for the mounts that I used and the panel that I got. Basically I had to drill a hole for the MC4 cable to come through, so I used the Christmas tree drill bit to create a big enough hole. Sanded that down, primed it, painted it, got a rubber bung round it, glued that in place, so it's proper tight. Got the flange down, Sikaflexed that, and then I just as an extra measure to try and waterproof it, I got this roofing tape. So it's not the neatest, but I just wanted it to be safe, secure, and I've also tried to make it aerodynamic as well at the front, just so that's going to be the main brunt of the wind when I'm going down the motorway. Okay, and this is the finished article. Tighten that up a bit. I've got this small pouch here that keeps my remote control for the lights. So I've got the dimmer switch for the Chinese LEDs that I put up, and I've just done a bit of a makeshift leather strap so you can close the door while you're in it. I've got my drunk octopus door hangers, just a wee, and there we go. So simple but effective. Basically we've just got this bed that's in two halves, so you can just pull it out. There's good storage. I think I've got 40 litre tubs underneath that for storage. So I've got like a small gas stove, spare tyres for my bike, stuff like that. Cushion's really thick. These are sort of purpose built by Van Furniture. I'll just go up here. Everything was anthracite, I think. There we go. I thought we'll say a few words about the solar power here as well. So it's quite a sunny day today. There you go, we can see I've got 83 watts coming in, so that's just topping up, sort of fluctuating, depends how many clouds there are. But yeah, it's a sort of sunny August day in Scotland, so we're never going to get the 200 watts, but yeah, on average it's enough to keep everything powered. I just turn this on, my lights should start working. There we go. Happy days. And all this can basically come out really easily. It takes 5 minutes and I can have the full van completely empty if I'm having to move stuff or not, so it's totally functional. This is the Ottoman, so quite handy, just got a sleeping bag and pillow in there. My dear old mum got me a fridge down here, so I can plug that in, turn that on, and you just start seeing that sort of churning up and using some of the power. Yeah, so it's great. This is basically with a solar panel. I had the MC4 connector coming down. This is the Bluetti EB70, which is a 700 watt hour power bank. It's got the built-in MPPT regulator, so it basically takes all the solar and it will just equalise it out, and it's got a lithium phosphate battery in it. Basically means that it's good for about 3000 charge cycles. So if I use this every day, I should get about 10 years out of it. So you pay a bit of a premium. You can always have leisure batteries and hook it up, get your MPPT and do it yourself, but with this I like it. It's a 10 kilo unit, so I can take it in the house if there's a power cut. I can keep the freezer going, get the lights going, try and get the household bills down, have a bit of clean energy. I've not got solar in the house, but mostly it's for in the van, charging my bike, powering the lights. Yeah, so it works really well. Really chuffed with that. I'll just turn the fridge off there just now. It's a bit annoying that you sort of get these 20% increments rather than a percentage, but small gripes. You kind of know when it works. And yeah, that's basically it. I've got the blinds up. I did actually take some of the thermal wrapping and made some sort of inserts, so if I'm camping through the winter, I can sort of slot those up, keep it toasty. And I've got a small shelf here as well for the iPad, and another coat hook. So yeah, really quite chuffed with it. I think if I was going to do another van build, I would probably do things fairly similarly. The one thing I didn't really factor in was an air vent. I've kind of been in Scotland, I was worried about being cold and getting it insulated, and I'm going to get a diesel heater in it to use it over the winter. But when I was biking I went to Ben Lomond, it was 26 degrees during the day. It didn't really get below 18 degrees at night, and it was roasting, so it'd be nice to have some sort of air vent. So I might try and factor that in, see what space there is on the roof now that I've got the solar panel taking up most of it. I'd also like a tailgate. I don't mind the barn doors, to be honest, but you get vans that have got the tailgates, which are really cool. Yeah, big fan of those, especially if it's raining. It's just like a canopy, so it's just like a metal awning, so that would be a preference, but they're hard to come by, and I can live with a barn door. We also got the witter detachable tow bar, which is really good, but to be honest, I thought it'd be like banging my knees off it when I'm not using it, getting the bike in and out. I'm not, and that was twice the price having a removable one to a fixed one, so I'd probably just get a fixed one. What I would say is if you're getting a tow bar fit it before you do the carpeting, because the boy had to rip up some of my carpeting to get the wiring in. I thought he'd be able to just take off some of the ply panels, but he had to mess up some of that. But again, it all went back down again. And I think with the 4-way stretch as well, it does stretch, but don't stretch it too much, because then the glue will start coming through. So yeah, that's the van. Like I say, if you've got any questions, give me a shout. Happy to try and help out. It's great if I'm away for biking trips. It's really comfy, it's low profile, I can sort of wild camp, keep my bikes out of sight. There's plenty of space for one or two folk, and it's just crazy practical as well. So if you are going on family trips, you can just put all the stuff in here, tow the caravan, job's a good one. So yeah, nice one. Hope you like it, and aye, happy camping. Just one final point, yeah, like I say, it's primarily for getting my bike about safely, and I didn't actually show you where the bike goes. So I've got this L-shaped stand, so when I'm in the van I can prop it up with that. When I'm on the move, I've just got a really thick tarp, which is a bit manky. Obviously my mountain bike's covered in and stuff. Basically put the tarp over, just lay it down. It doesn't shift. It's a good size that it kind of sandwiches the wheels in against the back door. You can see this is a bit more usual state, and I've got this bike washer as well, the portable one, which is really good. So yeah, basically I can give my bike a quick clean before it comes home if the weather's not too crap and it's all good. But yeah, I'll put a link at the end as well to the other vans that I had, the Mazda Bongo and the Fiat Ducato, which were both brilliant vans as well. I'm loving the versatility of the Transit, it's really good. But yeah, I think that's it. If you're getting a van, just think what's your primary use for it. The Bongo was great, but slightly too small. It had the pop top, which was great unless it was windy. But again, it was bike rack on the back. The Burstner was great for the family trips, but it was massive. Took up 2 parking spaces when you went to the shops, and it was quite thirsty in fuel. But when you were parked up, it was fantastic. So definitely up for getting another motorhome when I'm retired, if I make it to that age. But yeah, I'll leave the links, and yeah, any questions, give me a shout. Okay, cheers.